Hi everybody, my name's Paul Murphy and I've got a passion for hats. Today I've got a whole range of hats in front of me because I don't know about you, but I've been looking and buying quite a few hats, both new and second-hand, and there's an awful lot of woolen hats. I'm not sure that people know the difference between wool and fur felt, apart from the fact that fur felt is more expensive than the wool, and maybe that they're just buying a hat for a single occasion rather than for a long-term use. So anyway, I thought I'd do today a small short video on the difference between felt hats and woolen hats and why the price difference is there, and try to justify the difference. So first of all, let's talk about durability. And here's a wool hat, for instance. It's fairly basic. It's one that I'm working on at the moment, just as a trial to see if I can make it work. And here is a fur felt hat, one that I've just made myself for Christmas. And so durability wise, this one is going to keep its shape a lot better. It's a lot easier to define the lines on it. I don't know if you can see, these lines are quite thick here. These lines are a lot crisper. The actual hat, when it gets wet, this one will repel the rain a lot more than this one. This one will start to lose its shape, and quite frankly, you need an umbrella when you go out with a wool hat. So on the rabbit fur, it's actually natural fibres, of course, and so that's going to bind together a lot more strong and be more resistant to the weather. It's going to stay in shape a lot longer with regular use, and basically look a much better hat. Here's another fur felt hat that I've made recently, and here is well, this is a wool, but it's a merino wool, so it's a very high quality wool from Portugal. It's one that I'm doing as a corporate hat for somebody at the moment. So, and it's still in production, so I haven't cut the brim or anything like that. It's just something that I'm playing with the shape at the moment. So with, let's talk about water resistance. So with the fur felt, it's clearly a natural material and it's going to resist the water. It's actually going to sort of run off. So if I were to pour water over this, it would resist and fall off. If it was going to be a huge shower and pour down, then clearly this would get wet and start to seep through. And what I would say is when you're drying out any hat, don't put it in the airing cupboard, don't put it by a radiator, let it just dry naturally. And the fur hat will keep its shape a lot better than the wool hat. The wool hat will be less resistant to water and rain, and more prone to losing its shape. One thing you can do with a wool hat though is that you can actually treat it with water repellent spray, and then it will actually repel water. But I'm not a big fan of that. Sometimes it can change the feel or the colour of the hat. So be careful if you're going to do that. So that's sort of a lot more reason to buy a fur felt hat. Let's talk about weight of hats. Now, this is an interesting one because you've got a lightweight hat, which is something like this, which I'm just referring to the Fepsa card here. This one's 150 weight, and it's one of my favourite weights actually. Anything over about 180 grams, to actually shape it and make it, you need to submerge it in water. Anything below, you can get away with steaming it in a steam bath, and you've probably seen my steam bath on my videos. So this is a steam bath one, which makes it a bit more pleasant for me to deal with. And lightness, oh, honestly, this is light as a feather. You don't really know you've got it on your head. In fact, I can't even remember what hat I just put on. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, I just put this one I put on earlier. This is again, this is a 100% fur felt. Probably similar weight actually, 120 to 150 grams, and you don't even know that it's on your head. Whereas with a wool hat, this is probably double the weight. Now, Not that that's a huge deal, but it is a double the weight. Maybe not. Maybe maybe 1.5 times the weight. Along with the weight of the hat comes the comfort of the hat, and these fur felt hats are so much more comfortable than the woolen hats that we've got. Now, there is an exception, and that's the merino, and the merino is, again, very soft and actually a lot more comfortable than the basic wool. And in the fur felts, as you go up a weight, and if you've got anything up to, this is a Western weight, one that I did for myself. It's about 250 grams, very heavy hat, but this is very water resistant, and you know, this is something that you can go out in a storm in and it will be absolutely fine. It's a great, you know, really heavy hat. And in fact, this one is a 230 gram weight, and again, you know, it's a good solid hat, and it's very comfortable on, but you do know that that you've got it on, as opposed to the lighter weights, which are almost like wearing a Panama, to be honest, in the summer. And this is an in-betweeny of about, actually no, this isn't an in-betweeny. Where's the oh, I haven't got my in-between on. This is a 250 gram, and it's a nice light colour, and it doesn't really give the impression of being such a heavyweight piece of millinery. So I made this for myself, and it's a very comfortable hat with yeah, I like it. It's a nice weight. Again, very water resistant, and it's so much more comfortable than a woolen hat. And people ask me, why do I work in wool, in fur felt rather than wool? And it's a lot easier to make a hat in fur felt that looks really special. You can get a greater definition, and you know that when the hat turns up with the client, they're going to be pleased with the result. When you start pouncing, which is the process of softening the fur felt through actually rubbing it with sandpaper and going through the different grades, the results you can get, it's just lovely. You know, it's just great. And rabbit fur is really known for its smoothness and its comfort, whereas wool is quite coarse material, really, unless you go for the merino. So any of the wool hats that I'll do, which won't be many, I don't think, will be of the merino wool, because as you can probably see, there is a difference between this rather coarse wool and this very soft and pliable wool. And in fact, when you were looking at this, it's I mean, I've pounced this one, so it's a bit unfair to actually compare it. But when you look at this, when it's done, it will be difficult for somebody to tell the difference between this as merino wool and a fur felt hat. Which, you know, for some people that like wool, then this is an option. But it doesn't keep its shape as well as the fur felt does. Longevity of colour, that's a weird one, isn't it? But it's one that's it's important, because if you buy a hat for an investment, as it were, I mean, so you can buy a hat for fun, buy it for leisure, buy it for formal occasions, but if you're spending more on a hat, then clearly you want it to last longer. Now, let's talk about the colour and how that stays in a hat. And in fact, colour will stay longer in a beautiful fur felt hat than it will in a wool hat. And even though it might be vibrant like this wool hat is, it's going to lose its colour over time, as opposed to the fur felt. So another good reason. So ultimately, it's your choice, because price comes into the equation. And you know, in my experience, you know, you're looking at sort of £299 for a hat, or £250 to £299 for something like that, and likewise, something like this will go a little bit more because it's a heavier weight. So I guess about up to £350. Whereas with a wool hat, you know, you'd be looking at maybe £150, 125, depending on what work is done with it. And so it is a big chunk of money difference. However, when you try the hats on, when you feel them, you will know the difference. And it's a bit of a, I guess it's rewarding yourself when you buy a hat, a bit like buying shoes and a handbag or man bag or whatever you do to reward yourself for being successful at work, or having achieved something that you set out as a life goal. A hat is another one of those things. Yes, it's a practical item, but you know, do I really need 50 or 60 hats in my collection? Probably not. At least that's what my wife tells me. I think I need more, but you know, we'll not go there. If you've got a passion for hats, keep watching the channel. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.